What's up guys, welcome back to Aquatic Elements. Once again, I am back at Neil Hardy Aquatica. And in today's video, as you would have seen from the title and thumbnail, we are going to be focusing on the Plecos. Now, Ben is going to be taking us on a trip round, looking at some of the more unique variations of Plecos they've got and taking a look at the different species. So let's head into the Pleco room and let's check them out.
Here at Neil Hardy Aquatica, we offer a variety of Plecos. Approximately at the moment, we have between 40 and 50 varieties for sale, but I just want to tell you a little bit about Plecos. Firstly, they come from the family Loricardae, and they're split up into subfamilies, and the main one where the Plecos come from is the Hypostomenae. Other species that you would find within this family Loricardae are the Plecos, the Ancistrus, the Ottocinclus and the whiptails. As you notice, all Plecos have an L number on them. This L number represents L being part of the Loricardae family, the number being the identification number given to the fish. At present, there is over 1,645 species in the Hypostomenae subfamily, with having over 121 different genuses. This first fish we're coming to is called the L134, or the common name is called the leopard frogmouth. The scientific name for this is called the Bicoltia compta, and it is typically located in the Rio Tapajós in Brazil. These Plecos are a dwarf type of Pleco that can grow to about 4 inches in size, and they're actually known to be omnivores, eating both vegetation and also meat and prawns. These here have a really distinct pattern on, being a white-based fish with black markings on them. Right, the next one we're going to is the LDA 33. These here are true snowball Plecos. These are distinct by being a black-based fish with white spots. You also have another species of snowball, which is called the L82. This is called the opal snowball Pleco, which is a higher price and more unique. The next Pleco we're moving to is the L260. This is the Queen Arabesque, or a Hype Ancistrus species. These originally come from Brazil, and they're known to grow to about 4 inches. These are the same, they are mostly a carnivore type of Pleco, and they have a distinct marking of being a black-based fish with loads of little white markings. Next, just to tank across, is the L-Tix2. These are known as the spotted Queen Arabesque, another Hype Ancistrus species, growing to approximately the same size, and difference, instead of having stripes, they have nice spots on them. The next species is the L14. This is the gold Scoby Ancistrus, or the common name is the Scoby Ancistrus auratus. These Plecos, being from the genus Scoby Ancistrus, actually have teeth in their mouth, and they are a complete gold Pleco, hence the name auratus, what means gold in Greek. These guys are herbivores, and they will eat all different types of vegetables and chew wood, and these will grow to approximately 12-14 inches. This is the L264, or a Sultan Pleco. These Plecos have a really nice white mark on the top of their dorsal fin and the end of their tail. As you can see, it's a grey Pleco with black spots. These guys are a Lepracanthicus, and the way you can tell it's a Lepracanthicus is behind their eyes, they will have a spike protruding from their body. Next up, we have the L30. This is the Peppermint Pleco. This is a Spectracanthicus punctatissimus. These come out of the Xingu River in Brazil, and they grow to approximately 4.2 inches. Next here we have the L47 Pleco, or what we like to call the Magnum Pleco. These are a Baryancistrus genus. They also come from the Rio Xingu. These guys can grow actually to a nice size of about 8.5 inches, and they are omnivores. What makes these distinct is their beautiful gold dorsal and tail. Next over here we have the L66. These are king tiger plecos. This is another Hype ancistrus species, and they grow to about 4.5 to 5 inches. These come out of the same river, fun fact, as the L333. However, they are different, with the L333 being slightly slender. But they also look very similar to the L318 and the 401. However, those fish come out of a different river than the L66. Next, we're coming down to the L27D. These are the Thunder Pinac Plecos, and they come out of the Rio Tapajos. You get different varieties of L27, being L27A, B, C, and D. All being the same fish, but they all have differences on their body. The L27D being a bit more gold. The L27C is the gold line that has more gold on it. The L27B is the platinum, what has more white in it, and the L27A is the worm line. These 4 L27s all come out of different rivers, hence how they get the different varieties. Next, Chris, we go to the L273. This is the Titanic Pleco, or a common name for it is a cactus pleco. It gains its name from the protruding spikes on the side of its body. As you can see on this fish, it has a really pretty red tail and red dorsal fin. This is a Pseudacanthus species that come out of Rio Tapajos, and they also grow to about 12 inches in size. Next is the Acanthicus adonis, or the polka dot lartail pleco. These are located in the Rio Tocantins in Brazil. Something cool about this species, they actually have no adipose fins, but they are very sharp, having the nickname Diablo Pleco in the wild because of the spikes on their body and on their heads. These guys can grow up to 40 inches. We also do a variant, an albino variant of the Adonis, what is the same fish except it's yellow with white spots. Again, these grow to the same size, approximately 40 inches, and they are a carnivore. They will eat anything meat related. Moving on, Chris, these now are our bulldog plecos. These are one of our most common plecos we sell here at Neil Hardy Aquatica. These are very distinct from being very flat-bodied with a really big sucker mouth. What is used to obviously clean algae off the tanks, eat wood, eat vegetation. These guys are the biggest samples I've ever seen in my life, being about 8 inches in size, what is approximately a full size. But we mostly sell 2 to 3 inch ones. Next up is the L104 Clown Pleco. These are also another common pleco we sell here at Neil Hardy Aquatica, with the name Panonoclus macus. These guys grow to about 3.5 inches in size, and these come out of Colombia from the Rio Orinoco. Next, going tank over, is the L129 Pleco, or the Mega Clown Pleco, or the other name people give them is the Colombian Zebra Pleco. These are also a genus from Hype ancistrus, and they also come from the River Orinoco, but they come from the middle part of the River Orinoco. These guys don't grow much more than 3 inches in size, so they're quite a small pleco compared to some of the species, and they're actually an omnivore. Next up, Chris, is the L128 Blue Phantom Pleco. These are actually a hemi-ancistrus species coming from the middle Orinoco in Colombia. These guys can grow up to 7 inches in size, and the reason they're given the name Blue Phantom is because of the blue colour on them, which is not to be mistaken for the L200, what is the Green Phantom Pleco. This species here is the L200A, that is a high fin Green Phantom, having the scientific name Baryancistrus. The difference between the L200A and the L200 is the higher fin, but also the adipose fins are connected. The L200 also has a different scientific name, being called hemiancistrus, and the mouth on the L200 is more rounded, whereas the L200A is more irregular. Moving on to next is the L330s, which is the watermelon plecos. These guys are a type of panac, and they come from Colombia also. The reason these are called watermelon plecos is due to the pattern on the side, being a spotted panac. These guys can grow quite large, growing up to 17 inches in size. And these guys will eat vegetables, and a lot of them. And a cool fact is males and females. Males get really long spikes on their dorsal fin and from their cheeks, and the males tend to be a more yellow colour compared to the females that tend to be a more greyer colour with less predominant filaments coming from its pectoral fins and its side body. Next up, Chris, and the final pleco on our tour is the golden nugget pleco. We actually stock 3 different varieties of golden nugget plecos, one being an L81, one being an L18 pleco, and the other one being an L177 pleco. The difference between each pleco is the L81 has smaller spots on its body, the L18 has bigger spots on its body, and the L177 have same size spots, however they have a bigger crown on top of their dorsal fin and a bigger yellow line going through their tail. Hence, sometimes the nickname of these golden nugget plecos is called the Queen Nuggets, due to that golden crown being on top of their dorsal fin. Any questions, just leave them down in the comments section. Thank you all for watching, and keep those water changes up.